Hello and welcome. I'm Thuli Magubane, and this is the Success Rate podcast where we talk about success and divide it, subtract it, edit, multiply it. And we get to hear from different individuals about their journeys to success. And as you know, success means different things to different people. And our aim is to inspire you and push you towards achieving your own success. Today, we have a guest that you may be familiar with, and we're going to get to know Ziggy a little bit better as he shares his journey to success. Ziggy, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, I mean, you come from a family that has been in the spotlight for some time, but you've managed to carve out a niche for yourself.
Yeah, it was very difficult to. You constantly get reminded that
Yes.
as soon as you step into a room, people talk about my sisters,
Yes.
and I'm not saying it's annoying,
Mhm.
but sometimes it hides what we do, So we are, yeah.
You are your own man.
Yes.
And obviously you're not really like right in the center of the entertainment industry, but you've dabbled in it, but you've been more interested in behind the scenes on the business side of things. So what initially attracted you to business?
Well, I mean, coming from a family of self-starters,
Yes.
my mom ran her own company, her own business. My dad also ran his own publications company. And my sisters also ventured into business also, So I think it's always been, that way. So
So do you think it was kind of expected of you?
from who? From them or
From the family,
From the
yes,
family.
yeah.
Well, I get you pass matric, you go get a job, and that's when you start learning more about yourself, what you really want to do. But initially, I really wanted to actually be my own boss.
Yes,
That's how we start again.
I want to be my own boss. I don't want to work for anyone else. Yes, yeah.
But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, So I remember when my mom had started her own salon, actually. Go Gai. Yeah. It was called Afrolux Hair Salon. So I did the books, the bookkeeping. I was still in high school. My dad showed me the
Could you
ropes.
balance the books?
I could balance the books, I'd make sure that there's always petty cash for the following day.
Yes, yeah.
So that actually also made me fall in love with accounting and in high school. And unfortunately, because of finances, we couldn't go ahead with schooling, So I'm currently paying for my own. I'm studying my own getting MBA. Yeah. At Regenesis. So I'm paying that for my
For
own
yourself.
pockets. Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to ask you, what is the value of having worked first for somebody else or being in a corporate environment before starting your own business?
The beauty about the career that I chose for myself, I've always been a sales guy,
So,
And
washaya shaya.
I can basically I can sell you ice in winter.
Into an Eskimo. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So sales taught me quite a lot, because you're able to manage yourself, when you're in a sales environment. Your bread is counted by how many sales you bring in, and you obviously every day you have that target, that you really want to reach. You want to get that money and all that kind of stuff. So that actually taught me a thing or two, about having to run your business, So yeah.
So obviously our podcast is called The Success Rate. We're here to talk about success. So one question I always ask our guests, it's the only standard question I would say, what's your definition of success?
Jeez. Wow. But to answer your question, success to me is it's such a deep dive, eh?
It is a deep
I need to
question.
take a deep dive,
Yeah.
Looking at where I am right now, success is having to achieve what you put your mind into, you know. It's I surrounded through family also, Success
Don't worry, we're gonna
Like-
unpack it. We're gonna
like I want to say
unpack
so
it.
many things all at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, having the ability to achieve your goals. Yeah.
No, that's good. And so when you left corporate, you told me that you were given an ultimatum. Tell us a bit about that. And how did that really push you to pursue your goal?
So just to trail back, right? When I started my sales, I was working for a life insurance company. I was doing sales there, and I left because there was no growth, right? Because I mean, if
You reach a ceiling.
you reach a ceiling, and now you want to trail to the MD, and fast forward, I left career suicide. I did a major career suicide, and from there I started my business in 2015, and this is after working for 10 years, right? In 2015 I started my first business, went lovely, and it just tanked,
But those are school fees. I think I always tell entrepreneurs that don't look at failure as something bad. It's your school fees. We all have school fees to pay.
But now the thing is, what causes the failure? And I agree, school fees.
Yeah.
You learn,
Yes.
right? And I learned a very valuable lesson. I had to. The reason why we tanked was because I had trusted another company to do certain things,
Yes.
and they didn't deliver. And now client, and it's even worse how I got fired by the client. Very big client.
Which you worked hard to
I
get.
worked very hard to get. I flew to Cape Town to meet up with them using the last cents,
Sure, yeah.
money that I didn't have. And the reason why we flanked was the company didn't, the company that I had outsourced to do certain services, they didn't show up at all, with the deliverables. And when the client wanted a report, I was able to bring in my side of the report, but now they wanted when social media was starting to boom, so they needed SEO, marketing, this, that, and that, digital. Yeah, so they fired me and they said to me, "You don't even have to pay us back."
Yo, wow.
Yeah,
Mm.
you can keep that money.
Mm.
We done, and that was that actually.
How did that moment feel? How did you feel
It
in that
crushed me.
moment?
It really crushed me, because it even that moment, I remember it even. Jeez, I need to drink water. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
It messed me up big time. Because I just got married. It was within my first year of marriage. Actually, few months of marriage. We just moved in our own space. There's a baby on the way, and I remember when I I actually took time to tell my wife.
It's not an easy thing.
It's not an easy
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
I literally said to her, when I told her, I was like, "Listen, you're working, you're employed, right? I've got nothing at this point. Can I move back home? Leave you in the house? Can I move back home? Let me go regroup, because I don't want to be. And this was me being a man. I don't want to overburden you, because I know it's gonna come. You guys have patience, right? But there's a limit to the patience, right? So I don't even want it to get to that point. So, and she was like, "Listen, dude, it's not the end of the world. You're not going anywhere. You're sitting here. You're gonna make it work. Just find a way. I'm with you." And she's been with me. And today I started another company, Notify Technologies, which built my app of the current company that I started now, right? So Notify Technologies software company. So I literally had to move away from that 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 heaviness, because as a guy, when I say it got me so bad is that I literally lost myself.
Wow. And I think there's one thing that people don't talk about in terms of just mental wellness and well-being of entrepreneurs. And just recently, I was having a conversation with one of my staff members, and she was saying that she's realizing a lot of the entrepreneurs that she's interacting with are not well emotionally
Yeah, no,
and
not,
mentally. I'm not saying they're cuckoo, but sometimes you need to be cuckoo to be an entrepreneur. But is that people are going through a lot.
Yes.
And there isn't enough support for entrepreneurs. So for you, how did you manage to regroup and get yourself to a place where you were willing to start again?
So I had to do the job, that no one wants to do. Like, especially as men, we shy away from having to deal with ourselves. Take a deep dive into yourself and block everything out. Because we 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 are affected by a lot of things. I've got this thing that I do now. I call it the declutter process. We need to, just like your laptop, right? You have to
Create
just
space every now and
clear
then.
the caches.
Yeah.
Clear the caches, clear everything, the history, so that the computer can operate properly. So that's how heavy I am into tech.
Yes, even use tech analogies and metaphors.
So
yes.
we have to declutter a lot because I had to literally cut down on friends, cut down on social life because I was a social bird. Like I was
You were out there.
I was out there. I was like I believe that I can manage business and manage social life on the same level.
And I think that's at the highest level. Yeah.
Until when I started working on myself, right? That's when I realized that actually, no, you can't balance those two. You have to sacrifice, and ever since I've sacrificed my social life. I'm not saying don't have a social life, as an upcoming entrepreneur or, but my social life now is just family. I'm family oriented now, which is when I look at myself in the mirror, I look back, I was like,
who's this guy?
Hi man, who's this boring guy?
Yes, yeah. So you just touched on it a little bit in terms of sacrifices. You've sacrificed your social life. What other sacrifices have you made to achieve success?
I sacrificed everything. I sacrificed everything. I even sacrificed my own self, to make sure, because I'm building something for the family. I'm the first one in the family that's actually deviating. And I, I'm in logistics. I'm creating a legacy. Yeah, I mean, the family is all about media. Media, television, this, that, and I'm the first one to deviate, and I'm creating another legacy on the side, and it's yeah.
So Ziggy, you're in the courier industry now, and interestingly, you got exposed to this industry quite young and quite early in your life, and by mistake as well. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Okay, I think I was around grade 8, 9. Started working for my neighbor was had trucks, and the trucks were subcontracted to one of the biggest wine distributors. So we deliver like wines to Pick and Pays, your retails, and restaurants. So that was not an easy job because now I actually learned firsthand what it takes, right? I didn't know that I was going to end up running a logistics company today. But funny enough, 2 years ago, I looked at my CV and I realized that I still had.
You had that in your CV?
I'm going to share it with you.
That is, I'm a delivery assistant.
I even Googled 2 years ago when I was like, delivery assistant. Actually, what is a delivery assistant? I Googled. You are not the driver. You are literally the assistant that takes out the stock and deliver, and the driver does nothing.
He just drives.
You are picking up those.
And you're the one who makes sure people sign.
They have to sign,
But it was a good way. You started at the bottom.
At the bottom,
and you've worked your way up.
literally at the bottom, literally at the bottom, and I've worked my way up, and even today, because we NEDCourier, that's the company. It's part of the Ned Group, that's a logistics company. It's we literally how I created that business, right? Funny story.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
We were attending a wedding, nah? And when we didn't have time because with weddings you've got a gift registry that you need to abide to, whatnot. But so we didn't have time because of the young one.
Yeah.
So we got to the wedding, we didn't buy the gift, right? So I was like to my wife, baby, wouldn't it be cool if you could order something now online and get it delivered?
Oh,
right now,
while at the wedding.
while at the wedding.
Okay.
And she was like, shh, you're making noise. But actually, great idea, run with it. And I literally ran with that. And we've created systems, software, APIs, right? That we can link to online stores. So my main focus, so basically the main focus for the business was to assist small businesses, right? Who are in the FMCG market, right? Fast moving goods. Because instead of having a warehouse, I would use my clients as warehouses. So there's no storage fees. So it's strictly pick up
from your
delivery.
client and deliver to their customer.
On demand, on time, everywhere, anyway. So we've created systems where we can link our API to their websites. We've built an app. So we literally it's like the Uber, but for delivery, and it's been going well so far. The first delivery that I made, it was from one of our floral clients. Yeah, from one of our floral clients, and it was a flower, a bouquet with a pregnancy test in it.
Oh wow, that's sweet.
Surprising.
The daddy to be.
The daddy to be. And I'll never forget that delivery because it was a messy one.
Oh, really?
Speaking, because we actually, well, I always tell the guys that you speak nothing, just read the comments on the app, read the comments, and do not be proud of anything. Just deliver.
Just write everything that's there.
And guess who received the flowers?
The mother. No, the wrong person.
Another lady that was in the house.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we don't know how the story ended.
Oops.
Right. But yeah, so we've created so we've literally grown the business. Now we've got NEDCourier, which is also a dedicated concierge transportation business where we provide dedicated and personalized services. So we cater for the middle class going up.
So what kind of services would the concierge assist with?
Yeah, so these are like private chauffeur services. We pick you up from the airport, you receive your weekly schedule, we provide a same driver that to build a relationship with the client, because people don't like
changing drivers,
because I believe my drivers actually spend more time with my clients, and I always tell my drivers that I don't want to you building a relationship with the client and the family, right? Don't tell me everything. I've got my own relationship with, so they trust you, and once they trust you, you are assigned to them, and whenever they need our services, you are the driver. So we've got NEDKids also dedicated services for the busy moms and dads.
So you would pick up kids from school?
From school, extramural activities, everything. Buy the kids pizza.
I like that. Nanny on demand. So another element of success is having discipline. Yes. So how have you mastered that?
Jeez, it's not easy, hey? It's really not easy. I think I've mastered it over the years. The minute I started doing work on myself, it's basically wake up, to-do list, and knowing when to knock off so that you can be with family, I never compromise family time. Even picking up my own son from school, I do not compromise. So I always make sure that everyone is aware of that. I think discipline plays a huge role. It plays a huge role, and I think it also adds to the success story. And the meaning to success. As I told you earlier, it changes all the time, right?
And so you brought up an interesting element in terms of being an entrepreneur. So as soon as your business starts growing, you have to hire staff. And personally, it's also has been one of the most challenging areas for me, trying to find the right people. Have you made mistakes in hiring?
No.
Lucky you. Tell me what's the secret. What's the secret?
The secret for me is literally be patient. I mean, it's all nice when you start seeing growth and you're seeing like, okay, fine, you know what, you can actually now start finding people. It takes time for me because I need to find someone. I don't just look at the CV. I need to meet up with you. I need to check what kind of person you are. Like I used to be a socialite. I cannot trust someone that used to be me.
I like that. Yeah.
I always say I was not even a good employee. I was very honest. I'm very honest with myself. So I would say just take your time, and also when you find them, even if you make a mistake, but just find someone that is smarter. Yeah, we need to find some. We need to, yeah, no.
It's not easy.
It's really not. Because I find myself actually doing their job also, because I know that they on week like.
And you could probably do it faster as well.
That's the thing, and because I know myself, I'm very proactive. When I've got this get it done mentality, Once you start, just get it done, So I need those kind of qualities, I was telling one of my drivers in the mine, because one of my trucks broke down, so that's stress for me. Yeah. So I was like, dude, you've got an operations manager, you don't have to call me. And that's the, and I found out actually that the reason why he calls me is because the operations manager is a female. So that I'm correcting that now, because now I literally told him straight, guy.
Things that what does the woman know about a broken down truck? It's their job to know something about a broken down truck.
I mean, I hired her for a reason because she's got the experience. She's handled big fleets, and I'm not saying that we have a big fleet or whatever the case might be, but she's worked for one of the biggest logistics companies, but now I was speaking to the HR manager also. I was like, now you need to step in. I need you to do a site visit and just lay down everything. And I've got this thing of management should just be women. I'll tell you why.
All right, tell me. Because obviously, and especially in the courier logistics industry, still very much male dominated. Yes. So are you trying to change the face of
I'm
logistics?
also trying to change that also. And one thing I've realized is that I work very well with women, as opposed to dealing with a male client. And that's, for me, it's not an emotional thing, right? It's the fact that women get things done. They prioritize what they have to prioritize, and they will get it done.
Oh, is it not maybe subconsciously the fact that you've grown up with strong women in your life?
I think that also. Right? Actually, you're right.
I've just diagnosed you.
You're actually right.
Yeah.
So I think, because even my most clients of mine are female clients. And I think 95% female clients. And I've actually created a niche also around that. Just to, because I mean, we need to take care of you guys. you know.
And also on our journeys, we've got individuals that are quite instrumental in our journey to success, that they could have given you a break or introduced you to someone or just been there supporting you. Who have been those individuals in your life?
Oh man, I would say my family, my wife, you know. Uh, I owe them that much, especially my wife. You know, I mean, geez, man, you guys are amazing.
Well,
I would
God
tell you,
says a wife is supposed to be your help.
most definitely,
Yeah.
but they don't have to. You know, they really don't have to. But when you choose to, you know, and you need to realize as a man that if you have the kind of support structure, nurture it, you know, nurture it, make them feel aware of what they are actually doing. So she has helped in such a way that, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. You know, at the time things were not consistent, right? Clients also have seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, I know that the courier side of things, it's quiet in winter. It's only picking up as of yesterday because now with the concierge also, you know, because we do
So
dedicated
spring, yeah.
services.
So yeah,
Yeah,
spring.
events. There's a lot of
I guess the
events.
spring, everything comes alive.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so she was as she's running her own business, but she's also employed, so at least there's a consistent income in the house. So whenever I don't have the 50%, she covers 100, you know, and she literally covered
Sometime, yeah,
sometime.
while you're growing the business. Actually, it's quite interesting that you say that, because I had a conversation with another guest, and he mentioned that you know, he always tells men, get married, you know, and then you'll see how your life will turn out for the better. He's like, he comes across guys are always saying, no, I'm building my career, I'm busy, I don't have time for relationships or marriage. And he's seen it in his own life, how his life started to accelerate and achieve higher levels of success because there was a woman beside him. So I guess
I agree.
it sounds the same
Can I
with
tell you?
you.
I agree.
So tell the audience, all those bachelors.
Gents, if you find that one, get married, man, and fast track everything. Trust me. No, but can we unpack that, you know, because
Yeah,
I
I'm
find myself
interested. Yes.
yeah I found myself actually telling my younger brother, right? I was like, dude, don't be in a rush to get married. No, do work on you, work on yourself as a gent, nah? Work on your mental, know you for who you are, right? So that it's easier for the next person, you know, because now, hey, I wouldn't advise someone to start from the bottom in a marriage. No ways. No ways.
It's hard work.
No, it's hard, man. It's
Yeah.
hard. Like you don't want to put yourself through that, you know, especially with the the mental health right now and what
But
we're consuming.
so you're a guy. I can ask you, why is it difficult for men to do the inner work?
Number one, we struggle with accountability. You know, I think that's the biggest factor. We don't want to be accountable for our own actions. You know, you're not honest with self. You know, and if you're not honest with self, man, you're not gonna be honest with anyone. You know, you're gonna be a, you know, that kind of guy. You know, but it's yeah.
But because I find that quite a lot in business, that men tend to not to be honest, not necessarily being fraudulent or stuff, but even just like having people ghost you. You know, you go and present to a client, and then suddenly, as you're saying, they're not picking up your calls, not responding to your emails. Instead of just stepping up and be honest and saying, maybe we don't have the budget right now, or maybe, as you said, it's not a fit for us. But people would rather ghost you.
They would rather ghost. They would rather
Why?
ghost. It's because they didn't get what they wanted. I mean, I don't blame them for ghosting. They just didn't get what they wanted. But interesting enough, I had a meeting 2 weeks ago, and I realized that I'm actually like the people that I was meeting. It's hard to find people that are honest and have done the work on themselves. Yeah, so it's when I had that meeting, I remember I asked the person that was connecting me with those people. I was like, dude, where were these people all my life? And I actually answered myself. I was like, actually, these people are like me. You don't just trust anyone.
Actually, you bring out an interesting concept there about like attracting like.
Yes.
So you need to work on yourself to attract the right kind of people. So
Yes.
what's the saying about me when I'm attracting people I don't want to deal with?
Yeah.
Need to do some more work on myself.
Because it helps quite a lot, because now you're able to turn down deals that are not the right fit. And I remember one of my drivers, right? And I felt it in the gut. I remember it was in the morning, Saturday morning, and I was just about to plan my day with family, right? So one of my drivers called me and was like, someone is looking for premium vehicles, right? And I was like, okay, for when and for how long? Like, no, these cars have to go to Swaziland, but I'll send you their contact details, call them, and So I called the lady. So funny enough, it's a lady, and she's parked on the side of the freeway to take my call, right? So I felt the importance of this, and she's been expecting my call. I think I called her like after 2 hours. So when I called her, she told me the same thing. I'm looking for cars, this, that. After the conversation, something in me said, don't take this deal.
Could be a trap.
It could be a trap, But I went ahead because it came from one of my trusted people, you know. And till today, I regret it.
Did you get the vehicles back?
Well,
or did they disappear in Swaziland?
so here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I remember driving to Bryanston at 11 o'clock.
Evening or at night? Okay.
Yeah. 11 o'clock at night to meet up with these people. Right?
That's dodgy though.
So,
but anyway.
Because I was like, there's no car of mine that's going to get to Swaziland without me seeing these people. So when I saw them, they played the part, right? A big G class, they fit the standards, and they kept on being on the phones and whatnot, and then the cars came. We introduced each other. I was like, okay, here are the cars, payment. They made payment immediately, right? Hey, but something in me was like, nah. So I drove back home. Can I tell you, as I was entering, I actually called the drivers. I was like, guys, cancel and tell them that I will send back their money. Yeah. And funny enough, someone else came looking for the same vehicle. So within the vehicle space, it's a very small world, So someone else from Swaziland contacted someone, and this was during the Durban July, and the only vehicles that were available were those two vehicles, which are mine. It was S classes. Yeah, so most of them every class or every car was booked. So that's when I realized that actually, those cars were not going to come back. But yeah, till today, I regret.
Well, I'm glad that you've worked on your intuition and you trust your intuition. And I think it's an important characteristic to have as a business person, to rely on your gut. They always say, obviously, you need to have the data to back it up, but sometimes you just need to trust your gut. So I'd like to hear from you parting shots for our audience in terms of success. What do you want to tell them about success or achieving their own success?
Well, yeah, I'm basically like literally representing, the youngins out there who want to do their own thing, I'm aiming for 40. Is it 40 under 40?
Yeah, the 40 under 40. Yeah, you
I
want to
I'm
be in
35
Forbes
now. Yeah, I want to be in Forbes now. I've missed the 30. So, but yeah, I'm really rooting for us, the youngins who are trying to do great things. Um, keep the head up high, man. It's not easy, but one thing I can tell you, consistency works. I feel like consistency is the driver for alignment. You will get aligned with the right people who will actually fast track your success rate. You I mean, we all start off alone, and no one actually who's built a great business actually did it by himself. No, they met people along the way that actually when enablers, I could say. So one thing, consistency, even on those bad days. Wake up, do it. Even if you don't want to do it. Even if you're doing one sale for that day, do it. Even if you get 100K into your bank account today, do that 350 tomorrow.
And don't blow it.
Don't blow it, Yeah, because I still do deliveries today.
Yeah.
I literally drive my bikie, and the bikie that started the business, I bought it secondhand in 2020. Right now we have 40 bikies. I'm doing like dedicated services, and I still have love for that old one. One day when I build my warehouse, it will be there for every client.
Seems like you guys have an attachment to that first vehicle when you
Yes, man.
started
I mean,
your business. I think we also had a guest who has a courier company, and his first truck is called Old Lady.
Old Lady.
And Old Lady has a special place in his heart and in his business.
Can I tell you?
Old Lady has retired, but she's there on
She's still
display.
there, yes. I mean, we have to give props. We have to give props to the vehicles that started. Because I mean, the amount of prayers that we do, because these are second. You don't start a business with a,
Brand
especially
new.
a logistics
Yes,
business
yeah.
with a
Not
brand new.
no.
Forget it. Not even the bank will entertain you.
Yes, yeah.
And that's another story for a different day. But I can tell you now, the amount of prayers. The reason why we so we can't get let loose of those vehicles is because the amount of prayers, man. Imagine driving to Cape Town. I will never advise anyone
and
to
you're
drive.
praying it does not break down.
I'm telling you.
And you are able to drive back up as well. Yes.
I'm telling you.
So Ziggy, it's been a pleasure getting to know you better and sharing your story. And it's been very inspirational and motivational. And I mean, you're only 35. Imagine where you're going to be in another 35 years.
I'm telling you.
I can see that empire. The empire you're building, I can really see it.
Thank you very much.
So wishing you all the best as you continue your journey, going forward, building the legacy and building the empire.
Most definitely. Thank you very much for having me. And it's my first time.
Well, I'm glad I popped your podcast virginity.
I mean, I think I'm starting to,
No, I'm glad that you came on board and you shared your story.
No, thank you so much. Hopefully there will be a part 2.
Hopefully. There will be a part 2. If you enjoyed that conversation with Ziggy, ensure that you click on the subscribe button and subscribe to the Success Rate podcast. Also, click on the notification button so that you know when new episodes are posted. Looking forward to spending more time with you as we continue to chat to more guests, hear their stories, and hopefully inspire you to achieve your own success.